Now, in honour of our soap star panel today, we are revisiting some of our most memorable storylines. And first up, we're off to the cobbles. And before Sally was all loved up with Tim Metcalfe, not real-life Tim Metcalfe, she was, of course, wife to Kevin. That was before naughty Natalie, not Natalie Casti, my Natalie, stole Kev from under Sal's nose, resulting in this infamous whack in 1997.
You might find Kevin at his father's flat. He lives there now. He's moved out and he won't be back. Natalie?
Yeah?
Every time I know what's coming.
We've seen it so many times.
It was
and
iconic.
People say to us, what was it like to do that slap? And we remember it vividly, don't we? Because Sally is a very, very nice person, right? And I just kept saying to her, it's so close, Sal, let's just, you know how to move your head in a stage slap and everything, but sometimes it looks really false on telly. And so they kept going, I'm going to stand here, Sally, just go. And she'd go, OK, Natalie, I just can't. I just can't, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. And then you said, just go for it. So I said, OK, on this one, I'm just going to go for it. And then we'll only have to do it once and we can go and have lunch. So then you came out and I just really went for it. And then I felt really bad.
It was really good.
My face was really, really red. The thing...
It's in there somewhere, Sally.
I kept saying to her, just go for it. And when she did, I went, yeah, but not that hard. It was absolute agony. But it was, but little did we know. I mean, we were doing a storyline and we had no idea the impact of that storyline at the time. Because, everybody thought that Kevin and Sally were just together forever and nobody expected that... It was a successful storyline. I think people were ready for something like that, weren't they?
Did it shift things?
And how that became iconic.
It really did, because Kevin and Sally were just like this happy couple with, two little children. And they were just like, they'd moved into Hilda's and everything. They were really happy. And then this woman comes along and changes absolutely everything. But it was the best thing that happened for me because, well, not only did I meet one of my best friends, but I also... it changed Sally and Kevin forever.
Juicy storyline.
Yeah, it was the first time we'd had a really big juicy
because a lot of the time Sally would go, go upstairs and wash your hands. Yeah, would you want peas or beans for tea? And then Natalie came along and every time you saw Sally, there was another hunk came in, she's going...
Sally had a lot of affairs after that. It was fun years.
A lot of affairs. But obviously, Sally did eventually get back with Kevin in the Christmas of that year. And before she did the dirty herself with Greg, the final nail in the coffin, though, came later when Kevin fathered a child with Molly Dobbs. So the question is, how many chances should you give a marriage before you throw in the towel? Natalie?
I think everybody is in different situations. I think you can think one thing and feel another thing. Mark and I have been together for 12 years. We're not married yet. Hopefully soon. We are engaged.
Watching, Mark?
Are engaged, but I'm a realist. You need to work at things. Everything's not perfect all the time. You have your ups, you have your downs, and you work at it. And I always say to Mark, I love you so much. We love each other so much. And I don't need Mark. I'm a very independent person. I want Mark in my life, and the same for him. And I think that is really special, and it makes a difference.
It really is, Sally, what about you?
Well, I've been married for 30 years in September. And I just think, you're absolutely right. When when you're younger and you've got the children and everything, there's a lot of pressures on you. But now, Tim and I have kind of grown up together, met in our 20s, and now we're in our 60s. And going through so much together, we've just got stronger and stronger and stronger as the years go by.
It's amazing.
So, and it's lovely, it's beautiful, I love him more and more every year, which is such a nice thing. And I think it's just because we've grown together and, for some couples that doesn't work, but...
And I think as well is that not everybody has the choice sometimes if they're not necessarily in a happy relationship. There's financial restraints, there's children to be involved. I think it's so different how, you know, Nadia and I have grown up on this show a lot of the time. You were a founder member of this club and I came in soon after. And our opinions then are so different to now. And I was
25 years ago, I'd have been, that'd be it. Kiss somebody else, I'm out the door. That's it, it's all over. I'm packing my bag. Yeah. But I wouldn't now. I wouldn't now. If I mean, I've said this before on the show, and it's never got back to Mark somehow, which is quite good. Because I wouldn't. You know, we worked really hard at marriage. Like you, I'm the same as you, Natalie. It's like... there's no such thing as a perfect... To me, a perfect relationship is an imperfect relationship.
Absolutely, yeah.
I always say Mark and I are like a beautiful disaster because it was disastrous and we just work hard at it. And so I wouldn't give up 20-odd years, 22 years of hard work.
For a little blip.
For a little blip.
Depends on the
only
blip,
a little,
doesn't it? Yeah, a little blip.
Yeah, only a little bit. I wouldn't. And that's because I've grown up with mature. Life is just so much more complicated than that. And like, 25 years ago, if you'd asked me, I'm just all on gut instinct and feeling. But now I can intellectualise it and say, is it actually worth throwing all that work away?
I know.
And Mylene's always really good on this. She says, it's the way that it just goes out to so many other people.
The ripple effect is,
So I would try and work through it, I would.
And do you think you get to an age where you don't want any drama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I'm afraid we love a bit of drama. But mine actually is the other way, because years ago, if you watched any clips on here, I'd be saying, you know, oh, God, you should forgive everything, it doesn't matter. Now, I'd kill him.